Hello and welcome back to True North. Thanks for joining me today, and certainly share this with your friends. Thousands of chiropractors are checking in every week to True North to find out what's going on in the field. How can I help you attract more new patients, see more new patients, see your retention increasing and your influence inside your community? We look at real issues, and today we have a question that comes in from Dr. Pat from Indiana. And she says, I attended your seminars a few years ago, and you spoke about serving families. I did really well when I got home, and then I've drifted away since then. Can you lead me back to families, because it has been such an inspiring and rewarding experience in practice? Well, I agree with Pat. I'm going to tell you right now, serving families is perhaps one of the most precious and wonderful experiences and prosperous experiences that you can have in practice. I'm going to give you 3 clues that either get you to or get you back to seeing families. Number 1 is you've got to love being able to serve children. You have to recognize that chiropractic is incredible for everyone, including children. Number 2, you've got to realize that your practice should be the headquarters of the subluxation checkups in your town. It's a subluxation checkup center. That means everyone should be getting checked. First and foremost, the family members of each patient. Another way to think about it is this. If Mr. Jones is the first person to come into your practice, he represents the Jones family. Most chiropractors just think of the patient coming in as them by themselves. See, that's not a family-based practice. So whether the mom comes in first or maybe the child comes in first, they're the first representing the rest of that family, because everyone should get checked for subluxation. So if we have that mindset, well, then use a family posture card. And a family posture card, which is something you can go to fplforlife.com and other places to locate them, but you can actually have a card that is designed to go home with that patient. So you say to your patients, postural imbalances tend to run in families and people who do like activities. So what you're going to do is give them a posture card that has their spouse and their children's names, ideally, so it's personalized right there. They take it home and they bring it back the next day. And they might have found there was a high shoulder or a head tilt or something going on in one or more of the people in their family. That's number 1. Day 1, a posture card goes out. Is that happening in your practice? If it's not, chances are you're not checking very many families, because family consciousness happens and starts on day 1. The second thing is that when you get to the report of findings, it's very important that your patients are reminded. And for me personally, it's not a reminder, it's a revelation. I don't think they've ever known this. Is when you say fact number 1 is that your spine and nerve system should have been properly managed from birth. Were you aware of that? You asked the question, did you know that, Sam? Did you know that? What do you think the answer is? 100 times out of 100. No, I didn't know that. Yeah, your spine and nervous system should be properly evaluated and properly managed from birth throughout life. Did you know that? No, I didn't. Right, and so here you are, 32 years old, for your first appointment in our practice. And that leads into issues of chronicity, vertebral subluxation degeneration, 6 or 8 postural imbalances, bilateral weight scales that are off the charts, muscle palpation imbalances, symmetry issues, motion issues, and the things that you found in your exam and x-ray. But what's also important at that report of findings is that they brought the posture card back. And when they're looking at their x-ray, you're able to say, thank you, Sam, for bringing your family posture card back. And I noticed that your son, your spouse, has the same high shoulder that you do. And as I'm looking at your x-ray, they might be having some of the same issues. I'm looking forward to getting them checked as well. So it's not there's no sales, it's education. It's always about education. So you enlighten them, and then by the time they convert, this is now, you've given a recommendation to that patient, the first one that came in. It's a series of adjustments for corrective care, including the exams and workshops and so forth. And you say to the patient, and while I have you here, why don't I go ahead and make this an opportunity to schedule the most convenient time for your family to receive their checkup this week? Remember, there's no charge for that. It's something we do at our own expense. It's part of our purpose here in our practice. What makes sense for you? What's best for you, Sam? this Wednesday or this Thursday. Do you know when you practice that enough and your team sees it before it happens, it's like a deja vu. You know, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. When one person comes in, we're going to check the whole family. And then when you check the whole family, oh my gosh, this really works. And then before you know it, it's an expectation. Every new patient that comes in, I want to check their family. It's not about caring for the family. It's about checking the family. Once you've checked them, you'll give them their recommendations. And I'm not saying everyone's going to start care. That's not true. But you know, over half will. And when they do, your practice is exploding, and it's exploding with men, women, and children. And the joy of taking care of families is hard to put into words. Get started on that today. I look forward to being back with you next time. Until then, and as always, practice with passion. Have a wonderful day. God bless.